Alright, here we go. We are recording. Let's take 3. Jesus Christ. I don't know what it is. Something every time keeps fucking up. But anyway, just wanted to tell you guys about a story. A little something happened in my life, and I need to share it with the world, man. You tell your friends shit like this, man, and they're like, man, this fucker's crazy. So, I'm going to tell you guys, I can tell the computer better than I can tell a crowd of people. So, it was something that happened to me when I was about 16, 17. My stepmother picked me up. It's probably about 11 o'clock at night. She picked me up from shooting pool with some of my buddies down at the pool hall. And as soon as we pulled in onto my road, Lake Swamp Road in Darlington, she pulled off on the side of the road. I was fucking with the radio or something, and I looked up, and there was this, it was a big white orb, about as big as a 3-story house, and it was just sitting over this pond, treetop high, where we put tobacco in that and shit, just right, it was in between me and my house, and we sat there and watched it for, it seemed like an eternity, like 10 or 20 minutes, and it rose up. It rose up, and as it rose up, it changed into an amber orange color. And as soon as it did that, it stayed there for a brief moment, and it kind of just floated off, just like it's floating in the breeze. And it floated off, and to my left, there's a big long field that runs the length of South Center Road almost till you get to 20. And sat there and watched this orb. We have the windows down. It makes no noise whatsoever. This craft, man, just floats off, and it gets to the point where we almost don't see it anymore. And I'm crying. I'm like a little bitch, just losing it, man. I mean, what the fuck do you make of this? You know, it's not a helicopter. It's not any kind of balloon, weather balloon. Jesus Christ, Roswell, right? It's nothing like that, and you just gotta process all this shit in a matter of minutes, and you just can't, and it's overwhelming. And it gets to almost to the horizon where it's almost out of sight, and I guess it's obviously hit some radars, and it's in the aerospace, and people see it, and Navy or Air Force sees it, whatnot, and I guess they come from Sumter. But they actually came from different directions. I seen jets come from north, south, east, and west, circling this thing till you just couldn't see it no more. It eventually just got out of sight. And me and my stepmom, man, we're just kind of baffled. We don't even talk. You know, I'm less than a mile from my house, so we don't even talk, man. We get out of the car, and I go inside, and I tell my dad. I'm like, Dad, we ready to see the UFO. And he just looks at us like, y'all crazy. Get into bed. It's past your bedtime. You know, we don't really speak about it, you know. So I'm kind of a wildcat as it is, and you know, and I'm already looking crazy. I don't need to look any crazier than I already am, you know. So it just don't get spoken about for years, man. I can't even remember if I told anybody back then. You know, it's just something that you just kind of, the world isn't ready for it, you know. I think I told a couple friends, like in the past. Recently, I've told more people, but then I just think I just kind of pushed it back in my memory and just kind of forgot about it, you know. But it's something that it's just a wild occurrence, man. And I remember going to my stepmother's house. My parents had my stepmom had divorced my father or whatnot, and they're no longer together no more. And I just got a wild hair at my ass, and I decided to go see her. I hadn't seen her in years. I'm 32. I think I went out there when I was about 29. I stopped by her parents' house, and I spoke with her briefly. Hey, how you doing, and whatnot. And I was like, you remember that shit we seen? And she totally just wrote it off, man. She just didn't want to remember it. She shut it out of her memory, and almost forced herself to forget about it. Just her reaction was kind of like, shut the fuck up, stop talking about it. I don't want to remember, and I'm right at that point. I'm questioning my own insanity. I'm just like, did that really happen? But I know it did, just from her reaction. I know I'm not crazy. I mean, I'm a little crazy, but not on paper. You know what I'm saying? But that was just kind of wild how everything happened. And I told one of my buddies, Kevin. Kevin Kelson. He's a good friend of mine. He's in Colombia, where I'm headed to soon. Thank God. I told him about it, and he's kind of he believed me. I think he truthfully believed me. Now look at his honest face. I mean, how couldn't you? But I told him about it, and that was that. We were working one day. He was working for me, remodeling houses, doing whatnot, and we got off work and we went to our favorite place, the river, right about a river named Zoo in Colombia. And it just got through raining. I think that's why I got off work early. And I went to the river, had a beer, lying down, whatnot. And there's no one out there. I wish there was. I wish there was more people that could have seen this, but there was no one out there that day because, it just rained, and that kind of foretells the forecast of, who's going to be there, who's not. If it rains, cloudy, there's no one going to be there. And so we were out there, just looking at the river, just chilling, relaxing. I'm sitting down, rolling blunt, we're getting ready to smoke. Kevin grabs me. It's like, Chris, look, man, look. And I turn around and I look, and it's this fallen star. That's what it looks like to me anyway. And it's green. It has a green vapor trail, and it's falling slow as fuck, man. It's normally they fall in like just a blink of an eye, but this one really took a while till it came down. And as it was coming down, I was telling you about, it had a green vapor trail. It's like a comet. It just went just coming down in this kind of trajectory here, and then just went I mean, it was greater than a 90-degree angle, and it just shot off into space. And me and him are just dumbfounded. We just look at one another. We can't talk. We're just kind of frozen there, and we ended up talking about it while we're smoking, and we're just like, man, what the fuck was that? And at that moment, it goes to my house. At that moment, Kevin, he believed me. At that moment, he knew that when I told him my story about when I was younger, he knew that I was truthful about it, and it was a good feeling to have that reassurance that he believed me. And to this day, man, we still talk about it. We try and tell other people about it, because he'll tell other people my story for me and shit when I'm not even around, and people will come and ask me about it. And I just think it's kind of cool, man. I know we're not the only ones out there. It's naive of us to think that out of the whole entire solar system, entire universe, throughout all that we're the only star with a planet floating close enough around it to support life in a habitable zone. It's just naive of us to think that we're at the top of the food chain, the most intelligent life force out there. It's just naive. It's stupid to think that way. And I know I look at the world in a whole new set of eyes now. My faith is even stronger. I mean, everything has changed. I don't see things the way I used to. It's like where we came from, for instance. I did my research, and it all makes sense to me. We all came from Africa. We were all traced back to one woman genetically, and the race back then was Homo erectus, and it was a female that had gotten extraterrestrial visit, and she had gotten artificially inseminated by the guys from above, and there came Adam and Eve, right out the Bible. The Bible talks about chariots of fire. That was a vehicle, that was a way of them traveling, and that's how they perceived something like that. Whenever they seen a light in the sky, they perceived it as a chariot of fire. And I mean, that's in the Bible, my friend. Do your research. I mean, the shit will astound you what you find out, and which is fact. It's just not like what other people have, theorized or no shit. This is fact. It's hard facts. The facts are there. There's so much shit there going with it to prove it rather than going against it to disprove it. There's no evidence disproving it. Just like some of the shit in archaeology, just like all the different structures. I mean, everything that was built back in the day, just the way it was, it's unreal. Like the way they cut stones back in the day, it's unreal. I mean, I can't even get stones that good with my grinder, with a diamond blade. It's unreal, the perfection and the craftsmanship that they had and the technology that they had to make all that shit. And I just wanted you guys to, if somebody out there has had a sighting, a real honest sighting, and wants to talk to me about it, I would love to pick your brain about it and tell me what you've seen. Hit me up on Facebook, sidetrack5946@gmail.com, SIDETRACT. I'd love to hear from you. I'm interested in shit. I'm going as far as I can with it. I'm an Ancient Astronaut fan, Ancient Astronaut theorist. Ancient Aliens is my favorite show. They touch up on the facts, man. And Eric Von Daniken, you're the fucking shit, man. I guess that's all now. Hopefully I hear from somebody with an actual genuine sighting. That would be awesome. And I will talk to you guys later. Peace.